Taskin, yeah, mightily impressive, yeah. Yeah, I think he's impressed everybody, not just me. The whole team have said how well he's bowled. You know, he's bowling quickly, hitting good lengths, and I think in the first game he showed our seam bowling group, you know, where to bowl really. You know, we took a lot from his performance, myself, Jofra and Woksy, and the areas that he bowled. He put us under pressure, and you know, he kept it tight as well. It wasn't just, you know, the fact that he was taking wickets, he was also keeping it tight as well. So he's been mightily impressive, and someone that, you know, all the batsmen have said that he's performed really well. So hopefully, you know, I never want to see anybody do badly, but hopefully he doesn't, you know, run amok this game and take loads of wickets. But yeah, he's been very impressive. Not really. I think in one day cricket in general, you know, usually good wickets. I think coming across the one in Mirpur was, you know, a bit surprising that certainly as an Englishman that it would spin obviously so much. In England we're not used to so much movement as that, especially with the spinners, but I think we've adapted really well in those two games. We'll have to wait and see how this wicket plays and adapt to that one as well. But the block, just walking over the square, definitely feels a bit harder. The one at Mirpur felt a little bit more tacky and a bit softer. So maybe this one will be maybe a little bit truer, I guess, for the seam bowlers.
দেশ জুড়ে শুরু হয়েছে নগদ রকমারি অনলাইন বইমেলা। রকমারির ডিসকাউন্টের উপরে শুধুমাত্র নগদ দিয়ে পেমেন্ট করলেই পাবেন আরো 21% ক্যাশব্যাক।
Yeah, I think we've got to be prepared for, you know, all types. I think, you know, we're not too far away in the world from what we might expect there in the World Cup, and you know, if it's a turning pitch, we know that we can adapt. You know, the last two victories are, you know, real pleasing. I think the first one, the way Milan played was just so, you know, good for our team to show others how to go about a chase like that. Used all his experience, and you know, we might go to places in India where the wicket is like that. So we have to, you know, find a way of winning games, and that's what we want to do. We want to, you know, we're ultimately going there to try and win the World Cup. So no matter what condition, it's not like, I guess, in some part of the world where every pitch is near on the same or very similar. You get very different wickets. Like you've mentioned that this is a high scoring pitch. So our batting unit, I'm sure, are excited by that. Usually when we've come across good pitches, you know, we've pushed the parameters with our batting. And I'm sure that the lads will be sort of, if it's a good wicket, they'll be licking our lips to get some runs. My plans, or the teams. I think, you know, as a bowling unit, we're always trying to take wickets. I think in general, if you try and sit back, the game can sort of drift a little bit. We're trying to make things happen. As a seam bowling unit, we thought that in the first game we started very slowly. We were not great, and we got a bit of a rollicking off David Saker, the fast bowling coach, who wasn't impressed with how we all performed early on in that game. So last game, we knew there was a huge sort of emphasis on that first, you know, 15 overs. So we tried to put that right, and you know, Sam Curran was brilliant, backed up by Shakib Mahmood as well. So glad that we got it right. And this game, whoever, you know, plays, will be trying to be right on it from the start. Especially if it's a good wicket, the margin for error will be even less. So got to be, you know, trying to avoid David Saker for the first little bit. I think they've been great. Actually, it's been you know, a great contest in terms of offering you a little bit with, you know, if the batters play well, they can get runs. If the bowlers bowl well, you can get wickets. You know, I think obviously Bangladesh, you know, they're very hard to beat in their own conditions. But we have, you know, a group, I think, that's well rounded. We have, you know, quick bowlers, seam bowlers, swing bowlers, and also we have sort of deadly spinners as well. I think, you know, Adil Rashid, you know, being up close to him and watching him bowl in this series has been fantastic. I think at times he can change the game. And Moeen Ali, very clever, wily spinner. I think them two as a combination, they're great friends. They know the conditions well, and it's been amazing to see how they can sort of compete against good players of spin. You know, in England traditionally, you know, you wouldn't say our batters are amazing spin bowling players, but actually our spinners against Bangladesh batsmen, who you would say are used to spin bowling, I think they've bowled really, really well. Yes, I think, you know, practicing as a group, you know, gets the energy up. That's how you get together in the field. You're all as one pack, sort of hunting the ball, and it can be very hard. I thought at Dhaka, you know, the stadium was loud at one point with Shakib and Tamim batting, and it was really loud. So actually, as a group, it's hard to just shout and things like that. You have to create your own energy in the field, and You know, Jason Roy leads out really well, stops a lot of balls in and around the square, especially off the spinners. Phil Salt, he's been great in the outfield as well. So I think as a general performance, James Vince took a good catch. So as a group, we were happier with the second game than the first game. The fact that we've improved as a bowling group and a fielding group, we'll be trying that again for the third group. And in terms of the drills that I've been doing, just a bit of fun really, nothing, you know, it doesn't help my fielding at all. It's just a bit of fun with the group and trying to, you know, we're out here doing something we love and just a bit of a laugh really.
Is it a big deal?
Yeah, massive deal, especially with where we're going to go, you know, for the World Cup. It's, you know, we're going to come across similar conditions, and this team always wants to push forward. You know, it never wants to stand still. We always want to try to get better, and trying to adapt and win in these conditions is huge for England. So it's another sort of, I guess, notch where we can say we've come against a very good team and managed to win in their conditions, and that gives the team confidence. I think the trust in each other is massive in this group. Whether it was the 2020 World Cup, the last 50 over, the times where we've won, we've had huge trust in each other, and winning in places like this certainly, you know, pushes that even further. I don't know if it does shift. I don't know, you'll have to ask mid-off and mid-on. I don't think I take it that seriously, to be honest. I think, you know, when I'm running in, I think that's probably when I switch on, but in between balls or when we're as a group, I still like to have fun and, you know, as if I'm playing, you know, any form of cricket. It's, you know, playing for England in Bangladesh. This is a big deal. It should be a lot of fun. Should be having a great time. Don't know how much longer I'll be doing it, or, you know, that could be my last game if an injury happens or anything like that. So, you know, enjoy it while you're here. And I've loved it. Like I said, the crowd was noisy. It's a big atmosphere. You're playing for your country, so it's a big deal. It's good fun.
For more updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Download TSports app to enjoy exciting games and highlights. Visit tsports.com.